Oh, we've grown, we've ninnibong bots and fembots. This is TFA 1024, the Transformers Addict here, coming to you with the video review for Transformers 5, The Last Night. As prior to all the other movie video reviews, even though I wasn't in the last one, that's okay though. Cyborg Raptor is here to join me, and we're going to be giving our overall review for Transformers: The Last Night. Now, he did a solo review on, what was it, Tuesday night or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
It was Wednesday? Okay. So he did a spoiler-free video review. I'm here to dish out the goods. We're going over the spoilers. So if you do not want to be spoiled and you have not seen this movie in theaters yet, or if you haven't seen it bootlegged or whatever, please, by all means, do not watch this video. If you don't care for spoilers, by all means, stay, enjoy, contribute in the live chat. And before we also begin, I would just like to note that it is a TFTC's 2-year anniversary on YouTube. So I want to thank TF Fan Page 101 for giving me the name for the podcast and for him inspiring me to do my own. It's been really successful. We're pretty much up to 54 episodes right now, so we will be doing more. I don't know if we can count this as a TFTC. Should we?
I mean, it depends if how many people come and want to join in. Like, whoever like the usual people come in, like Brian or Explicit or Merit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It usually doesn't.
Not many people really join TFTC anymore. I've noticed that, but it's no big thing. But yes, 2-year anniversary. And first of all, Cyborg, I want to thank you for what you did in the your movie video review for, I think it was Revenge of the Fallen, how you were talking about my mother and you were not sharing the information that wasn't needed to be shared. I appreciate that. That was very kind.
Yeah, no problem.
Really appreciate that. And for any of you who haven't seen the video, she's fine. She's been home for a week. We went to go see The Last Night on premiere night, so she's home. She's fine. Her potassium levels are back to normal, and she went to a doctor follow-up, so she just has some new medication where she has to take 2 potassium pills and her thyroid medication, so she'll be fine. Which is good. I'm glad she's home. So anyway, enough of that kind of stuff. On to the review. So, for those of you who don't know, I didn't post this on Instagram just because I didn't want to be that type of person. But I went to the premiere for Transformers: The Last Night at my local theater. Well, not local. My local IMAX theater in Lakeland. And if any of my Florida fans went, you went to the Cobb 18 theater in Lakeland, you might have seen me. There was a dude wearing a beanie. And I was wearing a white t-shirt, as I always do. So, you might have seen me. But I saw it, and I walked out with my folks very pleasantly delighted. It was everything that I wanted it to be. I know a lot when it comes to movies, like, people will say, don't go see this movie with high expectations because they see it. But when you go in and you see it yourself, don't let other people jurisdict how you believe it's going to be. If you want to go in with high expectations, go ahead and do so, but at your own risk. There's a chance that it will, it could blow up in your face. So how do you want to do this? You want to go chronological, best parts, worst parts? How do you want to do this?
Let's go ahead and do chronological. Why not?
Okay, so here's how the movie's going to run down. I'll answer questions later, but to anyone who's watching this stream right now, I want to thank you guys very much for tuning in. And to anyone else who happens to tune in later, very much appreciated. Thank you guys for your support. So it begins as a casual Michael Bay movie, and I'm not saying that out of spite or hate. I love his movies, but it is a typical Michael Bay movie. And it gets right to the action. Like, you hear when the stars form around the Paramount logo, fireballs come at your face, medieval sequence begins, and it's an amazing sequence. I would love to see him do a medieval movie. Like, for real. He would do really well at that. And basically, we're introduced to Percival and Lancelot and the Knights of the Round Table. And that's pretty much it. They're waiting for reinforcements. They're waiting for their magician, Merlin, who turns out to be a bloody drunkard, as the one knight says. And it's funny because you do see a scene of him whenever he's on the horse, and the horse kind of stumbles as well because he's failing to control said horse. And the best way to prove he's a drunkard is he says he's got to take one more swig. He almost downs the whole freaking bottle. That's the best way. That's the typical stereotype kind of drunkard for this type of movie. And yes, I know I said also in a TFCC a while ago that it was Santiago Cabrera who was going to play Merlin. It's indeed Stanley Tucci. Joshua Joyce is not in this film whatsoever, so that's okay, I guess, but I would have liked to see him. Then again, what could he really do? So it's not a total loss. I mean, Stanley Tucci came back.
I mean, you could have just cast someone else as Merlin.
That's true, but what could Stanley really do? Or what could Joshua Joyce really do?
Well, you could just not put him in the movie. I mean, like, I'm really curious why Stanley, like, did Stanley Tucci want to play Merlin? Did he had a contract with Paramount to do a scene for a movie, and this was it?
I guess. I mean,
it's very odd to have him in this movie being a whole different character.
And later on, we see him, and we also get a nice. For once, we don't have an Optimus Prime monologue. Well, we didn't have one in Age of Extinction either, but we have a new monologue done by Sir Anthony Hopkins, Sir Edmund Burton, which I thought was really cool. He basically mentions that the power of magic and so is was found inside a crashed alien ship, which was an automatic homage to the Generation 1 arc because the engines were popping out of the mountainside. AG1 fans out there, that is indeed the reference. That's, you guys know this. So Merlin tries to call out to the Cybertronian knight, one of the Knights of Iacon that he's been speaking with, and it's none other than the Red Knight that we've seen in the concept art. Which, by the way, whenever you see his full body reveal later on, it's so badass in CG. Basically, he says something. I think he said this. I think he said Sagas Natomde, which is protect the staff. Did he say that?
I don't know if he said it in the beginning.
I don't think he did, but that's something that plays on later. Spoilers. It's a spoiler review. But the knight pretty much gives Merlin this staff, which then the staff, because he contacted it was infused with his very DNA. And the knight says to him, "Dragon is yours to command." There's more to that later on. Then we cut to present day after 1,600 years. We see just Transformers, Cybertronians just crashing on Earth like it's nothing. They don't care. The humans just don't care. They know Transformers. Cybertronians have been crashing on Earth this whole time. You do get to see some pretty interesting battles between like protoforms and like other different characters. I assume they're different characters. Like there's some actually colorful protoforms this time around instead of like the generic gunmetal gray.
Yeah, I'm guessing they have like alt modes, but it's we just don't know them because they're only there for like 2 seconds.
I could have sworn one was Bumblebee.
Like, he looks like Bumblebee, but I'm like we saw like just 2 green ones and a yellow one, like because I bet if you freeze frame, I bet it's actually like Junk Heap. They're just using that
oh yeah,
design.
I forgot he never really died except for that one.
Well, I wouldn't say, no, I'm not saying that it's Junk Heap like the Transformer. I think they're just using the character model of Junk Heap.
Yeah,
to just show
like they did with like the Decepticon protoforms.
Yeah, exactly.
So we cut to that. Then it cuts to another scene where it's in Havana, Cuba. I say that on purpose. Where you see 2 Autobots playing soccer, and it is actually Roadbuster and Topspin. Except Topspin, what the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Why? Like, okay, is it like a tribute to be like, oh, Leadfoot died in the previous movie, let's bring his head model back and put it on Topspin's body?
Like, I don't think it has anything to do with like honoring a character. Like, no. I really think it's just
that's laziness.
Lazy CGI. Like, yeah, honestly, it is literally, there's no explanation why that should be like that. If they have an original character model of Topspin already from like Dark of the Moon, I don't know why they would change it.
I guess maybe because Topspin never spoke in Dark of the Moon, they wanted to.
Yeah, but there's no reason to change the head for it. I honestly, a part of me still thinks that they did that just to show that he's not Topspin at all. It's just a different character, and they just spliced 2 characters together to make him just one different character in general.
That's true, but yeah, and who else is in Cuba? Simmons. He's alive. He's still doing well. He's just on the run in Cuba. Most interesting line from him, at least entertaining wise, was what was the name of the drink? A mojito. Mojito needs ice. and he's still as impulsive and hyperactive as he is from the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. He kept some character connection. Then, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it just cut straight to the kids and they go to see the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so I'm making sure. Yeah, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, making sure. So we get the 4 kids. We don't even get names from them. They're just like these 4. This is pretty much like Stranger Things meets Transformers in this in this scene. That's pretty much all it is. A lot of people have described it that way. That's the best way I can honestly describe it as well. That's Stranger Things meet Transformers. Because the first thing you hear is, y'all want to see some dead robots? It's stupid. So they go to this crashed Cybertronian ship, and they see this old Night Transformer, which we have seen multiple times in the TV spot. That's quote-unquote Steelbane, when it's not even Steelbane, but whatever. Okay, sure. It comes alive. TRF comes to get the kids out of there. Isabella shows up, and again, these kids got mouths, because the first thing she says is like, "Oh yeah, puto," and just what? Why? Like, I get you're Hispanic, but no, please, not in a Transformers movie. Squeaks. This is something we didn't really see off the bat, anyway. Squeaks manages to pretty much. What was the Star Wars movie? Was it Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah, he Empire Strikes Back says the Sentry.
Yeah, it does that. He trips one of the TRF drones, Sentinels. Oh, yeah, Sentinels. And after that, we see that they managed to hide. And Canopy, the Canopy has his dramatic reveal, and he talks.
Yeah.
He actually talks. I was caught off guard about that, because I just thought, oh, you're just gonna be there? You're not gonna say anything? Just okay. It's nice, though, that you get, like, this majestic Autobot score that we've heard multiple times, but it's a lot more majestic this time around. And he actually, like, his first word was like, hello. And apparently he is voiced by Frank Welker.
Yeah, I'm not surprised there.
I didn't really hear it, but I heard more Jess Harnell than Frank Welker. Then we get the classic Michael Bay humor where it's like, you know, it's so what's between you and, you know, as far as you're concerned, my boyfriend. It's funny. No, it's not. The one thing I did find funny was when the dude was like, stop flirting. And I'm just, yeah, you need to stop. So he says, hurry up, let's go. So that way they can hide TRF. Santos, who's a major dickhead in this movie. I know he's a new character, but he's a dick. Just straight up army dude asshole dickhead. I don't like him. I really don't. He manages to, and first of all, recycling of footage. That was Starscream from Revenge of the Fallen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was Starscream. Yeah. That was not. No, that was immediate. Yeah. Like, where are there trees in fucking Chicago that look like that? That was a Starscream footage reuse. That's lazy. I know you do it, but Michael Bay, that's like, you're not gonna ever watch this. If you do, then hey, cool. But that's lazy. Don't do that shit. But at least it gets better when you actually see the missile being fired from the F-22 Raptor, and it kills Canopy. And he says his final words were like, yeah, I want to thank you, because Izzy was trying to protect Canopy, which I thought was pretty cool. And apparently it's like family to her, which interesting to say the least. That's all I'll really say with that. Then Cade decides to roll up in his heavily armored Jeep or Hummer, whatever you want to call it, his truck. His truck. Few moments of human fighting with him doing badass pose, firing at a TRF Sentinel. And Bumblebee comes around. He transforms out of the building, First of all, why are you driving inside a building? Like, I get dramatic reveal as a thing, but driving through a building and transforming? Okay. And the line, instead of let's ride, it's now, you know, I'm tired of people messing with me. Like, I think let's ride would have worked a little better. What do you think?
I to be honest, I completely forgot that it was like that in the IMAX fan event. So I think either of those have worked. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, maybe I'm just too nitpicky. So after that, you know, Izzy's sort of just crying, and Cade's just like, you know, he's dead. You want to die too? Then they get out. Again, awkward humor. They get up to the fence where we've actually seen that scene being filmed. Like, there are pictures of that being taken. We see them get to the fence where that was the, you know, border for that off-zoned area. And this dude's one of the kids, the overweight sort of looking kid. He's like, hey, you know, there's a reward for you. It's like, cool. You want to get punched in the face like really, really hard? First of all, that happened. So, then, fuck, what happens? Oh, Cade is in an open area. For whatever reason, Barricade shows up, which I know he's alive.
Wait, did you
anyone get to the live chat? I know he's alive. What?
The knight? The talisman?
Oh shit! Yeah, knight first. Thank you. So he blew up the cockpit. Cockpit?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, cockpit. So he detonated the cockpit. He sees this knight. It's hurt. It's dying. It's still alive. It was just sleeping. Basically, what happened there was this knight is heavily damaged. He's bleeding. I didn't think he was gonna rip off his own mask. I thought it was gonna like transform, like kind of just pull an Optimus Prime, but no, this dude like just grabs his whole faceplate and just rips it off. He's bleeding from the mouth. He's bleeding from the chest. He's got an energon leak. Cade even tries to like sort of not cauterize it, but he tries to cover it as best as he can. The knight's still dying. He says something in Cybertronian. I think it's Cybertronian. And then he hands Cade one of the talismans of Iacon, the Knights of Iacon. And he says, the talisman will protect you. And Cade's declining it. He's like, you know, I'm no hero. I try to do this because it's the right thing to do. And then, now we're on the right track. So then he'd go back in that open area. He says some cuss words, obviously. They say shit a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
Every other word in this film is literally shit. Like, wow. Didn't expect that. But anyway. So he goes the open area where we've seen the Ellen scene where it's Bumblebee and the TRF, except slightly extended. What happens is, as I said already before I got ahead of myself, Barricade shows up on the scene. He transforms. He's sort of just like being the advisor, watching over, seeing what's going on. He's being the scout of the Decepticons. There's a nice close-up on his face. There's a really nice looking close-up on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And you see TRF roll up. Cade's getting down on the ground, hands up and everything. They confirm that it is Cade Yeager, the man on the run, who does have a bounty on his head, pretty much. He's a wanted fugitive. And then Bumblebee arrives on the scene because I think Cade radioed him to something saying, like, Canopy was dead, couldn't save him, or the Knight. So he rolls up to get Cade. They start shooting. Then the bullshit ability happens where he gets blown to pieces. Really comedic, I will say that. So the piece that we saw that was just kind of hanging, that he was holding Santos, it was by choice. So Bumblebee kind of like ejected this, used it as a capture claw, bit Santos's leg, and then just reassembled himself. And you do get a nice little bit of like homage and references to his previous transformation sounds, because you hear his Age of Extinction transformation sound when he meets Stinger. Not for the first time, but like in the display, you hear that sort of transformation sound, which I thought was cool. Get some new dialogue, you know, it's like, next time you shoot somebody, don't go near them till you think they're dead. And then, what was the other one? I'll burn you so bad you wish you died as a child.
Yeah, something like that.
I thought that was pretty cool. Then, the unthinkable happens. We've seen the scene play out in Ellen, but there was more to it. Hound rolls up on the scene, transforms, which I'm so glad he actually transforms in this film. He looks really cool. He says his line, you know, "The Hound inbound. Sorry I'm late. My invitation to this ass-kicking must have got lost in the mail." Which I thought was classic Hound, always with those one-liners. Basically, that Cade just decides, hey, you guys aren't going to touch me. I'm going to walk off with the Autobots. Bye. That happened. What next? What next? I forgot.
I want to mention about that, like in that scene, going a little bit back with the knight. Do you think that that knight was one of the 12, or like is that just a knight?
Might have been one of the 12.
Because because the whole I don't know. The only thing is, it's like, so is that confirmed? The all 12 don't need to be there for Dragonstorm, or is it?
I think it's just 12 knights in general. Because there were more than 12 freaking knights in the one scene.
Yeah, it's true. Like, it's well, like, just like it's what is it? In the I'm pretty sure in the the dialogue, the monologue with Emmett Burton, it says like 12 knights combine the form of dragon, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I got let's see, like, because because if anything, I'm still like kind of confused where he came from. Like, was he with the knights originally, but then like left to go grab the talisman? Like, was he from Cybertron and was going to deliver 12 knights to the talisman? Yeah, it's that part there was.
Apparently, there are like 12 Guardian Knights, and then there's like the Knights of Iacon, which I don't think are the Guardian Knights.
I think the Knights of Iacon are like, I think that's just I think those are just what the knights are called. I don't think the Guardian Knights are called the Knights of Iacon. I think in general there are the Knights of Iacon. Just to give it a title, because like, so technically you say Optimus is one of the Knights of Iacon, like maybe even Megatron in the past was the Knights of Iacon, but obviously betrayed the Knights. But yeah, I don't know, just a lot of it is like, when it comes to the Knights, it's really like confusing to say who's who really from Dragonstorm, because we'll talk about it later with Skulltron. But like, yeah, it's a little wonky there.
He showed up too, which was interesting. I mean, I knew he was gonna show up, but like, yeah. So where were we? I forgot.
Pretty much, we're probably leading into the fact when Barricade talks to Megatron.
Is that what happened next?
I mean, like it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because so it goes Barricade talk to Megatron, then we go back to Cage.
Oh no, I thought it was the army, and they were hearing like the conversation between him and Barricade.
Yeah, I mean, like same stuff, same scene.
Okay, yeah. So we have Barricade once again transform. He has a different transformation noise this time around. More metal clunking than it was Alien since the 2007 movie. Mm-hmm. Oh well. He talks to Megatron, and it is Jess Harnell who does the voice, but it's very Ironhide-esque this time around. Very Ironhide-esque. It's like scary close to Ironhide.
Yeah.
But it works for Barricade. I mean, he is this bulky cop con now. He's not the one skinny dude he was in the previous film. He is pretty bulky looking. So with the bulk, the voice has to match, and it works.
Yeah, just
and come to think of it,
sorry.
The what? No. What were you saying?
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, like showing off Barricade, like he's back, he's talking, like it's great that he's back. It's just unfortunate that he won't do anything in this movie.
Yeah.
Like they show off like the big guns. They even that motion poster for Barricade when he has battle mask on and points the guns is like, I can't wait to see that.
It's like, nope, never happens. Not to mention the stuff with like the Coca-Cola commercial and the Sonic commercial. That stuff must have got cut out.
Yeah, because like, didn't they confirm today like that 40 minutes of footage is cut out?
Did they?
I don't know if they confirmed it. Like, I've been hearing a lot in the forums that like 40 minutes of footage was cut.
Then I'm hoping if this is the last chapter, they might do a Batman v Superman and do like an Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, I would like that. I mean, like that would make it like a 3.5.
It'd be like more cohesive.
Not 3. Yeah, I would. Yeah, because apparently that's where that Megatron Optimus Prime prequel like scene went. It was cut out the entire thing. So like that might. Apparently,
I'm hoping for God's sake if they.
Oh yeah, director's cut would be great. Like, but I don't know, I've never seen Michael Bay like release anything like that. So let's hope that the company
if this
allows.
Is the last film, I don't think he. Well, then again, he's done worse.
Yeah. So let's hope. We can only hope.
Yeah. So going back on to what the story is pretty much so far is Megatron needs the talisman to locate the staff of Merlin because that's the MacGuffin of this movie. A major MacGuffin of this movie. Mm-hmm. Like worse than the Allspark, worse than the Matrix, worse than the Pillars. And what was the MacGuffin of Age of Extinction?
The Seed.
Oh, right. Yeah, worse than that, too. So then it goes into quite possibly one of the best freaking moments I love in this film. Straight up suicide Decepticons.
Mm-hmm.
Megatron wants to negotiate with Colonel Lennox. Yes, his status is still there. He is still a colonel. He wants to negotiate with Colonel Lennox and a bunch of lawyers, and Lennox decides to be a dick and make a joke. It's kind of lighthearted sort of thing, but also kind of dark. Is like, you know who they kill first? Lawyers. The reaction on the lady's face actually made me laugh a little bit. That was funny. So, and then it cuts to this weird moment in the dialogue where it's like, you know, do I know you, human? And then immediately right afterwards, it's like, I want my crew. Because, like, I get Megatron doesn't care for humans, but that just, was that line even needed?
Yeah, I thought he said, did he say, do I know you, or did he say I know you? Like,
no, he said, do I, he asked a question, then right after demanded crew.
I feel like, oh man, they should have just changed it to be like, I know you, because then that would make people be like, oh, hey, he remembers him.
Megatron, first movie, yeah, we remember you. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems off-putting.
Yeah, it was just weirdly put. There was just a weird line to be put right there. So yeah, as I said, Suicide Decepticons happened. So we got names, we got Mohawk, voiced by Reno Wilson, which is very suiting for that character. Typical ghetto, like, Decepticon. I mean, not gonna lie, what up, fellas? Man, I want to kill all you right now. And he gets all the guns pointed at him, but he's like, I'll kill you later. Definitely gonna kill you mofos later. Then Dreadbot, which I hate the fact in the trailers and such, when they have that scene with Megatron slamming his sword axe down, it's like supposed to be this giant moment of tension when it was only there for like 1.5 seconds. And it was practically it was Megatron practically having a hissy fit, all because they said no, they don't want Dreadbot released because he killed 9 people in a bank robbery.
Yeah, which sucks. Like, you can describe this, like all the trailers and the movies like that, because a lot of these scenes the trailer, you're expected to be like something bigger and better, but it happens very short. Which once again could be because of the cutting of the film.
Yeah.
Go on.
So Dreadbot is eventually released as well, but they have a GPS tracker on him at all times, so that way he doesn't pull any misspeak. These guys are Decepticons. Why are they listening to humans?
You know, you get captured. Yeah, it's
stupid.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's still stupid. So, next, quite possibly one of my definite favorite of the Decepticons this time, Nitro Zeus. I love Nitro Zeus, voiced by John DiMaggio. Does like a little celebration dance and everything while he's getting, free. He's like, free at last. Thank Megatron, I'm free at last. And immediately has his name show up, which has been a thing. Like I said, this is full Suicide Squad, so their names show up for each time they're introduced. So that was cool. He's pretty kind to the humans, surprisingly, being a Decepticon. It's like, thank you. Thank you for your hospitality.
Go on.
No, what was it? Thank you for your hospitality, Tim.
Oh yeah, I think it's because I was reading up on him. Apparently, like he's a celebrity. Like, oh yeah, what he does is like he figures out everyone's information. So if he ever like wants to like do something bad to them, they just he has dirt on everyone. And also in that scene when he's all like saying like goodbye to everyone, apparently one of the things that he says differently is that like for us he says say hello to your wife for me, but I guess in internationally, like in other countries, he says someone's sleeping with your wife.
What?
Like. Thanks for hospitality, Brad. I know where you live, Enrique. Someone's sleeping with your wife.
That's a thing?
Apparently.
I want to see that now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't found it yet.
But yeah, he says like he was really, like I said, he was really kind to these guys. It was surprising for a Decepticon. It's like, thank you for your hospitality, Tim. Gonna miss you, Brad. I know where you live, Enrique. Say hello to your wife for me. Flicks off the guy, not Nitro.
I like how it shows like pretty much that these Decepticons like that's for sure the scene that shows that these characters aren't just grueling monsters that roar and shoot guns and stuff like these. It shows that Transformers are
personality. It's just
wasted. Personality. They're like people too, only just bigger and metal.
It's just wasted in these movies. That's honestly it. Like I hate saying that, but it's truth. The personalities for these Decepticons are wasted, all because they need bad guys to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So, after Nitro Zeus, who was...
they try getting Berserker in.
Yes! Which, hey, by the way, I hate doing this, but I'm also really happy about this, but, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it in your face to anyone who said Berserker was not in this film. It may have been a cameo. It may have been like a short 5-second scene. But this dude actually has a voice. He is in the film. It is his proper toy design. I'm happy about it. I was right. That's all I'm going to say. They would not make a toy for no reason. They have done that multiple times, but with the way that it's recently been with robots in disguise, that's how they're kind of doing this. So Berserker is in this film, and his line, he goes like all Hannibal Lecter, like has the mouth clamp on him and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then right when it's taken off, he says to the TRF dude, "I'll suck your brains." Just this dude's straight vampire.
Mm-hmm.
So Lennox says no to that one, but Megatron didn't get pissed off this time. He's like, I can understand, he's uncontrollable, he's unpredictable. We'll see what happens. He says Onslaught, and I think Onslaught only gets one line in this whole movie, and it's like, you guys are gonna need a bigger door. Just that's it.
Yeah, honestly, like, of a big Decepticon character like Onslaught, he's a popular character in G1. He does get like
shafted.
The worst of it, yeah.
He gets shafted. So the whole negotiation for this whole scene is basically Megatron wants to go home, and that's it. But there is more to it. TRF wants Cade. Megatron wants the talisman that Cade has, so TRF wants him alive. And Megatron wants the talisman to find the Staff of Merlin to rejuvenate Cybertron. But at a risk. Later on, we see a scene with Optimus Prime re-entering the planet Cybertron, which, again, I had my doubts. But on the inside, I was just like, I think that's Cybertron. His hexagonal design. They had that in Dark of the Moon.
Yeah, I'll just say that I for sure, from beginning to end of the trailers and everything, I said it was Cybertron. So I can say for sure that I was right.
I had my doubts because a lot of people were thinking, well, no, maybe that's like Planet Quintessa. Maybe that's actually Unicron. I remember thinking it was Unicron.
TFM page wants to join.
Later on. I actually just, because I want to go through the whole chronological thing without interruptions or brain farts. But so yeah, basically, like I said, that's the plot for this movie. And then later on, we have the scene where the Autobots are entering the junkyard. Hound once again transforms, makes a statement.
Which I'll say, sorry to cut you off, but I was there today. I have pictures of the junkyard. The junkyard that they filmed at, because again, this dude's in Arizona, so it was 15 minutes away from where he lives. So he actually has pictures. It's literally like I was actually even more surprised. Like it went from 15 to 10 minutes. It was just a 10-minute drive. The people there were really nice. I'm gonna get a tour either Tuesday or Saturday, next Saturday. I got in a little bit just to take some pictures, but I'm bringing a professional photographer to me and him are gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take some like poses and some running scenes, and I don't know, hopefully I can get someone that's really good at Photoshop, maybe Brian, to give me a transformer in the background. God, if I can get that to happen, that'd be awesome. I'll pay you, Brian.
If you can, post it here on the channel if you want.
Oh, that'd be great. But yeah.
It was. I almost forgot before we were introduced to the transformation for Hound. We started off with Drift. Drift gets the spotlight this time, which I thought was cool. Starts off with like this mantra: no fear, no hate, no anger. Does the hypocritical thing when Mini Strafe lands on his foot, and he immediately just goes full on rage. It's like, get off, you maggot! I'll kill you, flying rats. It's just that's appropriate. because I hate those mini Dinobots. They serve nothing except to be Izzy's pets. Nothing to the story. Don't even do anything. They're just there to be cute. So then we get the Autobots rolling in, you know. Day Trader then arrives, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Day Trader then, or no, it was something. It was the scene with Grimlock, but that's not really important, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, we see it in the trailer.
Yeah. But the scene with Day Trader was interesting. We actually get to see him transform for the most part. Apparently, he is a Transformer. He is a Cybertronian that is practically like the Swindle of this movie universe. In a sense. I mean, he goes around...
What he does pretty much is like he goes around the planet scouring Cybertronian events or areas and picks up stuff that he deems valuable, which is a lot. He's pretty much a hoarder.
Yeah.
He hoards all his stuff on himself.
Yeah. But yeah, so, but like I said, he's also kind of Swindle in this movie universe too.
True. I mean, he was selling people stuff, yeah, like blasters and stuff. So that's true. I can see that.
But then he manages to get a new voice box for Bumblebee. There's the comedic, you know, Bumblebee celebrating scene where he's kind of like dancing, and it's from Can't Touch Us, which is sort of a reference to Age of Extinction because he also put that in. He had the Can't Touch Us song in that movie, so it's sort of a continuation.
Well, you know, I was thinking, since you saw it 3 times, I wonder if maybe you can point out. Did you pay attention to Day Trader's beard? I'm trying to figure out what it is. It looks like it's something specific. They look like keychains, like little car keychains. But have you figured that out at all? I
wasn't really paying attention to his beard.
Dang, like his beard, like really, it's made out of something. Like something specific. I was trying to figure out what it is because it looks
similar to Hound's.
Hound's is like hair, but I think Day Trader's beard is actually made out of something. Like a bunch.
You think it might be like those dog tag keychain things?
I don't know if like dog tag.
Not like the actual dog tags, but like the chain links.
They look like little cars or some kind of keychain. I don't know if anyone has any ideas. Then who knows?
Maybe they're a bunch of air fresheners.
Yeah, that'd be interesting too. Like, anyone in the comments, go ahead and give it your opinion. I don't know.
Then we also get introduced to some other non-Cybertron. Basically, another Applyicon with some... Not even Applyicon at this point. This is pretty much like product placement Transformer. I think it was a laptop or like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Some kind of laptop or something.
You know, Day Trader's like, oh, so that's where that's been. You know, Bumblebee slaps it like a bug, and then, you know, Day Trader gets a little... Oh, come on. You know, that was valuable.
Which Steve Buscemi, great choice for a voice for.
I give credit to Shockwave 514, by the way, for saying that it was him because I didn't even know because I read the forums. And these people described it as like SpongeBob sounding like Tom Kenny, which is right. I mean, it is pretty close. But Steve Buscemi is an Autobot. I didn't imagine it.
Is Day Trader an Autobot? Like, I think a lot, like, especially if you go on TF Wiki, a lot of these guys are put on the Autobot side, but I feel like they should just go on the other side because, like, they're not. I don't know if they're actually 100% Autobots.
I think they're nails.
I think so. I think Day Trader, like, you know, Bulldog, Lieutenant, like, I think they're all nails, honestly.
Who the hell is Lieutenant?
Isn't Lieutenant what they like? I mean, isn't Mark Ryan like? They say that he is the tank and Lieutenant, which I thought Lieutenant is the Hurricane Transformer.
I would think, yeah, Lieutenant. I think he's that plane.
Yeah, which is that, and also is that same plane that they get picked up with, or is that a whole different Transformer on its own?
No, that's a different Transformer. That's a biplane. That's a biplane. That's not. Okay. Yeah.
Well, okay. The one that's Jetfire looking, that I don't think it's a biplane. I think that's like a World War II plane. I think
it's a biplane, dude, because it has like
his wings are very like it's very like I think there's even like if you go on TF Wiki it says like it's based off like the Hurricane like
it's a Hurricane.
Yeah, if you Google that it's a World War I or II plane.
I can check. But
I mean, you don't check right now, but like anyway, but overall like some of these
Cybertronians that just show up are there to just show up. They're not really affiliated.
Yeah, it sucks that, like a lot of these have vehicles but no robots mode to them. Come on now.
Speaking of which, what was it? The TRF scene, you know, Megatron hunts, the Autobots, they show up. Something interesting, though, is that the fact that there is even more Transformers or Cybertronians in that junkyard. For example, there's a scrapper in there.
Yeah.
There's a scrapper in the junkyard scene, which I thought was really odd. I didn't expect him to just pop up. I mean, it's a scrapper with blue optics.
Yeah, I mean, we can go ahead. Like that doesn't make it's not confusing because we know for sure in Revenge of the Fallen there's already 2 scrappers, so we can Constructicons could just be drones, and there doesn't have to be all aligned to Decepticons. So it's nice to see
yeah, but while it may be true, it's like it's it's.
It's just interesting to see something we've like visualized as a evil Cybertronian, and we see it on the good side. It's nice. It's interesting to see that.
By the way, yeah, the Hawker Hurricane, it is a biplane.
Is it a biplane? Okay, I could have swore it was okay.
It has like the British symbols on it. It was apparently that might have been. I think that was Mark Ryan. No, I don't know who that was. So basically, the Autobots are being targeted, as well as Cade being targeted by TRF. They're about to evacuate. You get some nice transformation scenes this time around. You see Crosshairs transformed to vehicle mode. Drift gets a spotlight transformation this time. Looks really cool. He actually copied my stop motion. The one I did in my Drift review, like how I had him pretty much do like a 180 turn and then transform.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he actually copied that, which I thought was pretty funny. They leave. Megatron and the Decepticons show up. They actually get some transformations too. Onslaught. I don't think we ever see Hooligan transform.
No, we don't. We don't see him or Onslaught.
No, you see Onslaught transform.
Do you see him? Oh yeah, it's like really quick though.
But you still see it. Mohawk, you see transform. He has a pretty cool transformation noise. Nitro Zeus transforms, but he pulls a Starscream the whole movie. You never really get to see an in-depth transformation of him.
Yeah, he just he just transforms like in the sky. He just lands robot mode, which
Yeah, Starscream.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Megatron decided to rip off Nitro Zeus's head and put Starscream's body on it. I mean, Starscream's head on it.
We were talking about that too before the movie came out, that could have been a thing, but obviously not. Which I'm glad now because I like Nitro Zeus. So
yeah, Nitro Zeus is like my favorite.
And also, once again, this is another scene where Nitro Zeus's lines are changed compared to.
Didn't he say in our country he said something like was looking forward to an ass kicking or something? He's like unfortunate, looking to knock some heads.
Yeah, it's like in ours it's I've seen more ass kicking in prison. Where in the other countries, it's unfortunate. I was hoping to knock some heads.
It's more PG, sort of.
Yeah, like it's really weird. It's really strange, especially, and we'll talk about it later on. But there's a whole scene with Megatron, that the lines are completely different, and it's unusual. Why?
So then after that, we pretty much get the sort of highway scene where the Autobots are rolling. The Dinobots emerge from the ground and they decide to attack TRF. Wasn't a death scene of the Dinobots, but it might have been because
I know, right? See,
they don't do shit.
Do you think they cut them out? You think in the 40-minute cutout they think they showed their fate?
I heard that Aaron09345 said that the TRF captured the Dinobots.
Oh, so that'd be interesting. Is that just as a theory, or is that something that?
That's something he told me. So it might have been shown internationally. I don't know.
If it's just someone told you, then take it as a grain of salt. But,
yeah.
Literally anything could have happened. They could have, been on the Autobot ship, near the end of the movie, and they didn't show them.
But the Dinobots get robbed of screen time worse than they did in Age of Extinction.
Yeah.
They do nothing.
Heck, half of them don't even show up. I mean,
fucking Scorn and Strafe, they just gone.
Yeah, are they dead? Or are they just not on screen? It's so
they joined the infinite abyss of misfit Transformers.
What sucks is that they can totally use them for future ones. So now we can't say, oh, they're not going to be in the next one, because they totally could just turn up. And I'm tired. I'm so tired of that. God, I just want answers for, I just want to know where everyone is, so I don't have to. Because God knows when Transformers 9 comes out, Grimlock's gonna pop out of nowhere. And I don't know, there's so much. So dumb. Michael?
Cyborg?
What? Yes?
Okay, that was weird. The fuck happened?
I don't know. I was just talking.
You immediately went silent.
Did I? I was.
You
I
continued
was
on the
talking.
stream, which was good.
Oh, okay.
But, like,
That's weird.
you immediately went silent on my end. Like, you were just like mid-sentence, then, and then, yeah, weird.
Overall, just saying that I don't want to wait till Transformers 9 for a Grimlock to show up after they don't explain what happens to him like in other films. That'd be just dumb.
If this is the point, I don't want the Dinobots to show up anymore.
It's just like if you're not going to use them, to, like I mean,
Yeah,
I guess the reason, because like honestly, if the Dinobots did show up in that last act, they probably would have fucking just paved the way into Quintessa's like control room, because they would have no gunfire would have stopped them. They would have just started charging.
Yeah, they would have fucked some serious shit up.
I mean, so would a dragon, but also it doesn't show up much in the movie. Ugh.
Just they got robbed. The Beast Transformers got robbed.
Yeah, what's wrong with Beast Transformers? Anyway, okay, continue on.
So basically, after that, we get into the scene where they're in the abandoned city or their small town, and the Decepticons are still on the hunt. We get some pretty cool transformations from Crosshair's Drift and Bumblebee once again. It turns out that there was a scanner put on, or a tracer put on Bumblebee, so that way the TRF could locate him and Cade and everyone. And Crosshairs is still a dick in this movie, as he was in Age of Extinction. And he gets pissed off at Bumblebee because there's a tracker on him he didn't know. And, like, Bumblebee even gets a little disappointed in himself. He's like, dang it. So I thought that was kind of funny. Transformations from the Decepticons are interesting. Mohawk gets, like, this really cool transformation noise. Nitro Zeus again pulls a Starscream, transforms to robot mode. Megatron transforms. I don't think you... Actually, no, you don't even get to see Onslaught, Dreadbot, I mean, Hooligan or Megatron transform to robot mode, because they're just in the background.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to try and go through as quickly as possible at this point. Kills in this scene, Hooligan and Mohawk and Onslaught. 3 gone,
yeah.
3 left.
Like, and unfortunately, when it comes to Dreadbot, Onslaught, and like they are sure like Onslaught, like, you know, he's there, and then you out of nowhere just Drift and Crosshair just fucks him up, and he's dead.
They're taken out like bitches.
Onslaught, like, give Onslaught anything, and then, you know, Grimlock shows up out of nowhere, takes out Barricade, and then just dispatches, you know, Dreadbot. Like.
But guess what? Barricade isn't dead. He's got cheap.
God, just kill the guy. It's in 5 movies.
I guess people really like him.
That, or they just don't care. Like, God, it surprises me how Barricade can evade this.
Moving on, Bumblebee kills Mohawk, and they go into an abandoned building where they fight TRF drones. They're all taken out. The Cade is pushed out through one after fighting Cogman, which we're introduced to. He gets a pretty good introduction scene, not gonna lie.
But like watching it a second time, I was thinking about, like, how did he get there? How did he know they would go to that specific elevator?
Here's a better question. How does Sir Edmund Burton know all this inside information about Cade and the Witwikis and the Transformers? That's a better question.
That's true. I mean, like,
compared to Cogman, that's nothing. But, like, Sir Edmund Burton, he's like this Transformers philosopher dude. He's like knows all this crap, and it's like, how? I mean, unless he was picking through dead Transformer brains, and
like,
sort of an explanation.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess, like, his because I don't know. It's apparently we can assume now that Archibald Witwicky is part of the Witwickens. So
yep.
I'm pretty sure they, like, some kind of Witwicken operative, or like, I bet, like, Edmund Burton has, like, eyes everywhere. With anything that involves Transformers, he probably knows, because he has, you know, he has people observing, you know, anyone with Transformers. Yeah.
So we get the introduction to Cogman. Cade and him have a small fight scene, sorta. Cogman's probably one of the most immediate developed Transformers characters in this whole movie franchise.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like Cogman has a lot more character than Transformers we've already seen in the past movies, which is bad.
And Cogman's my favorite Autobot. Love him.
Oh yeah, he's great. Like, he's really awesome. Oh yeah, I guess I can agree that I enjoy Cogman.
You think he's gonna be this, like, really sophisticated butler bot, but no, he is practically us modern humans in robot skin.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. Disappointed to hear Crosshair's line change. At least maybe it was, or maybe it was different in International, but he says, I think it was better this time around. He says, "What's with the C-3PO ripoff?" Crosshair or Cogman breaks his finger. After that happens, you hear Cogman still talk to Cade, but in the background you hear, "He broke my finger." So that was funny. They leave on this giant plane that Cogman all of a sudden has.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a transformer. Like it's come out of nowhere. Where you're kind of like, where are they? How are they going to go to England? And then before you know it, they're in like a bomber. I'm like, oh, okay, why not?
He has like this funny like airplanes or airline stewardess type of thing. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, please fasten your seatbelts. Turbulence will kill. There will be no snacks, no drinks, no fun. It's like Cogman's a serious dude, but he himself is fun in a way.
Yeah.
Where to next? Where do we go next with this? Oh, yeah, Vivian Wembley's intro.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna skip it.
I have it way back. Yeah, but yeah, it's nothing like too important.
No, I thought it was right after this one.
I think because I think they introduced her like early on. I don't know when. Like
I could have sworn it was right after the.
Well, you know, you have more. You're probably more. Like, you see this movie 3 times. You probably know more than I do at this point.
Maybe. But it gets off to this scene with Vivian playing polo. Yes, I know the name of the sport now. Thanks you to all of you guys who tuned in on Instagram, because I had no idea. I thought it was cricket. I don't know why. I thought it was cricket.
No.
I don't know my British sports. I don't give a damn. No offense to my Britain viewers. Anyway. Yeah, pointless scene. Introduction. She's an Oxford professor. Stratton Burton's stalking her, in a sense. Goes to Hot Rod, the old Citron mode first, which is actually introduced, which is also sort of an homage to Bumblebee from Transformers 2007. In a way. He's an old car, gets a new body. Yeah. Gives him like some sort of invitation. He says, you know, it won't be too long now, old friend. He pats his seat or steering wheel a few times and then gets out. There's that. What happens next? They arrive at Sir Edmund Burton's castle, I believe. Yes?
Yep.
Cogman, Cade, and Bumblebee, and yeah, they arrive. But not before we have more comic relief, because before that happens, Hot Rod and Vivian properly meet, and I think my favorite line from Vivian was like literally when she went, "Christ alive, you're one of them." Hot Rod transforms into the Lamborghini Centenario, which is, again, pretty freaking badass car. They arrive at the castle. Exposition is given. A lot of exposition is given. Let's see. A lot of Easter eggs and references in that whole room. You actually get a proper introduction of Hot Rod when he's trying to speak to Vivian. It's an extended scene. It's not as short as you think it is in the trailers and such, but he's like, you know, "Bonjour, chérie. Je m'appelle Hot Rod." And she's trying to understand what he's saying. Burton replies, you know, it's Hot Rod. And it's like, you know, he has a French accent. Is he French? It's like, no, he just likes the accent. Hot Rod gets a little pissed off. He's like, you know, I hate this accent. I'd get rid of it if I could. I'm stuck with it. So, let's see, what else? Yeah, as I said, exposition and a lot of it. The history of the Witwickens. The watch that killed Hitler. I'm sorry, yeah. What?
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is freaky looking. Like, not as freaky as you think like the earwig watch from Dark of the Moon was. No, this thing is creepier. It's like, what even is it? Is it like some sort of spider bot?
Yeah, technically it's not fully transformed, so who knows what he looks like.
Oh, shit. Wait, it's not... Oh, so it was kept in that thing to keep itself from transforming?
If it transformed, they'd all be dead, like, for sure. Like, that thing is not fully transformed.
Well, holy shit. There then. So... And apparently Transformers have been around since the greatest moments of human history. Harriet Tubman, Amelia Earhart, the Wright brothers, Leonardo da Vinci, who apparently is a Transformer.
that'd be interesting.
What? I mean, it's cool to see his like old design as a Transformer.
When I first saw that, I was like, "Oh man, that looks like a lot like Alpha Trion." Which that would be. I mean, God knows they'll make it happen.
If Leonardo da Vinci is Alpha Trion, I swear to God.
Like it's because like I mean, like and we see like it's interesting. Like every time he says a name of a person, you can already tell like how they are effective as Transformers. Like the Wright brothers, the Transformer was like probably a Transformer helped them create the first plane. Amelia Earhart was probably flying a Transformer. Probably like did not get crashed.
Harriet Tubman was probably like I don't know, first Underground Railroad maybe.
Exactly, Transformer.
Astro Train, Driller.
Yeah, it's so like you can like you're hearing all these names. You're like, oh, I can totally tell how this goes down.
Optimus and Bumblebee we're seeing a lot in these.
Yeah, Optimus. Like, there was a lot of like images that we've seen before and like on the internet, and they just kind of like photoshopped it. Now, do you think that means that straight up like the Optimus Prime and Bumblebee are in it, or are they just putting in recognizable Transformer pictures? Because like these scenes go by really fast, so they have to make like some kind of recognizable character in these pictures, so people could be like, "Oh, snap! Transformer!
I think it might actually be them. If Bumblebee was there during ZB7, then maybe.
Because like then why would Optimus Prime and the rest of the Autobots like they arrive on Earth on 7 and like for the first time like on an unknown planet called Earth we learned the languages through the World Wide Web.
Time travel?
No, I know for sure it's has nothing to do with time travel.
Well, apparently Bumblebee's been around since the 1980s.
But yeah, well, since not since the 40s and even maybe before that.
Yeah, maybe.
So like, which that's okay. We're okay with that because Bumblebee in the beginning of 2007, like we see him on Earth, and since the comics aren't canon, they don't really say how long he's been there for.
Right. But we know he's been there for a long time.
Exactly. So like I think the reason why they put like recognizable Transformer pictures is so that we can recognize that those are Transformers.
I think that would work very well. So yeah, it basically what happens is a lot of exposition. We get the tree of the Witwickens. We get a reference of Ironhide, even seen during the, I believe it's like the Pirates of the Caribbean area. I want to say.
Yeah, pirate era. I wouldn't say what. I don't know what time exactly, but sure.
Let's see. The Witwickens, we get a reference to Sam, who apparently, and this kind of made me sad a little bit. Vivian is the last Witwicken. Sam's dead.
Well, I don't know. Okay, I think didn't Edmund Burns say that he is the last of the Witwickens? Because the Witwickens aren't a family; they're an organization.
He said also that he's like the last Fulgen.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. He's the last of Witwickens, and the Fulgen is the family name, but Witwickens is, like I said, the organization. They're the order of keeping secret Transformers. I think now, I also personally I hope Sam's dead, so we don't have to expect him to show up in any other future movie, including his parents. It also gives us a good reason why Bumblebee is not with him. Because let's see, was Sam ever technically a Witwicken?
Apparently, Witwickies are Witwickens.
Says who?
Edmund Burton.
Well, no, but did he say? Oh, yes, we Witwickies are just like Witwickens, because Witwickens, once again, are not a family.
I think it is a family thing as well, because
so you're saying that Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Amelia Earhart, the Wright brothers.
That's pretty much what this dude was saying. He was saying this whole family tree. It's literally taking part during the whole.
Well, no, he's saying his family tree was when he talked about the family tree. He was talking about the Merlin family tree to Vivian. He's saying, Vivian, you are the last descendant from Merlin, not the Witwickens.
I don't know them, but apparently Sam might be dead.
Yeah, cross our fingers. I hope so. My opinion.
So, after that, we have more exposition of the Knights, and we get to learn that the 12 Knights of Iacon turned into Dragonstorm. It's a combiner. It's a big combiner. Cade is the last knight. Who saw that coming? Humans. Yes. God, why can't it have just been Optimus?
Yeah, right.
What else was there? I think that was it.
At this point, Optimus Prime, like, don't we learn a big reveal with Quintessa?
Oh, right. Yeah. So they were talking about how, like, earlier on, actually, I forgot a few Optimus Prime scenes. He meets Quintessa. He's pissed off. He's ready to straight up kill her. She pretty much, like, binds him, like, on the ground and everything. You think the scene that we see when she gets pissed off, that's when she electrocutes him and everything. Nope, it's not. She shoots the ball of, like, energy and makes him kneel. And Fernicus is there. He pretty much grabs Prime's head and, like, forces him to look at her, which I thought was pretty cool. Then later on, we get more exposition of basically how, like, the 12 Knights of Iacon took the staff, pretty much a Revenge of the Fallen. Let's be real. This is like when the 12 Primes or 13 Primes took the Matrix. It's that similar aspect all over again.
So, which leads me to my question, Michael. What do you think Quintessa is?
She appears to be Cybertronian.
Exactly, but like, what's your theory on like what is Quintessa?
Oh, what do you mean, like
what is she?
I think she's Cybertronian.
Is she? Do you think? So you don't think she's?
Are you asking in terms of like status?
Because a lot of people on the forums are saying, oh, Quintessa is like one of the creators and she's a quintesson. Which I don't think so at all anymore.
Just because the name Quintessa doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
Look, okay. I think I know where you're getting with this, by the way. I think Quintessa is literally Quintus Prime in the movie universe. She even refers to herself as the Prime of Life. And if I'm not mistaken, Quintus Prime was responsible for creating life during.
Yes. So pretty much continuity. The staff in this universe is Quintessa's Emberstone, which in the aligned continuity, like all the 13 Primes have a relic that is personal to them, and to Quintus Prime, it's the Emberstone that can create life, as so does the staff can do. So I'm guessing, it would be interesting. What if like all 13, original Transformers have staffs, and each staff has something special? Because the Fallen also has a staff.
Mm-hmm. And that was also kind of used to like manipulate gravity and such.
So yeah, who knows? What they all do. But like overall, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I agree with Michael. I think Quintessa is the Quintus Prime of this universe. I think there was the original 13, but only one of them were named Prime, and that's why there's 7 Primes. But there are original 13 Transformers. Which makes more sense because Quintessa. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
What? Sorry?
You were first.
I'll just say
no.
Quintessa, her name's not Quintessa Prime. It's called Quintessa. Therefore, the Prime name is on, even though she is still a Prime. And it just, it makes me like, if that is, because technically we don't really know what Quintessa is. They never explain who she is at all. So we could be wrong, but it makes you think, like, let's say if we are right, Quintessa is one of the original 13. How, connecting to like the Fallen. Do you think the Fallen on Earth realized the same thing, that Earth was Unicron, and also that's another reason why he wanted to destroy it? But I think so. But the Primes, the Primes were all which I guess the other Primes have been like, oh no, life on it. We can destroy Unicron another way, just not through the destruction of like the Harvester and everything. Not to mention that Cody, I think he starts the because there is a line, like the first are like close to Primus and the end line is close to Unicron. And I think Quintus Prime starts that Unicron line. Yeah, I believe so. Which makes pretty much anyone in that line, Liege Maximo, Quintessa, the Fallen, like they're all.
Yeah, I don't think Quintessa is anything really super special in this universe other than our Quintus Prime.
Yeah, because it's really hard because there's not much we know about her. We just know that she can manipulate Transformers. She's apparently the great deceiver. The Knights decided to steal her staff.
And let's not forget also that a lot of people honestly thought to believe that Quintessa wasn't controlling Optimus, the mark and everything meant nothing. Yeah,
that's totally not.
That's wrong.
Yeah, it's totally like that's exactly
really,
what's
really wrong. I'm sorry to say. No, I'm not even sorry. Because here's the thing. Here's the major key thing that you guys need to notice whenever you watch her scenes. Her optics are purple the whole time. She has like some sort of hypnotic control over these characters. Like Megatron, he just might be doing it for the destruction of Earth. He doesn't like us humans. He wants to see us burn.
Yeah, I mean, like, which also leads to the fact, like, which we, when you saw Megatron's mark, you can assume that also that Quintessa somehow got Galvatron to Cybertron some point, and Quintessa gave him a new body as long as he helps her get the staff. Because when the movie begins, Megatron is looking for the staff already.
Mm-hmm. And another thing I want to note whenever Optimus is with Quintessa is, did I say Quintessa or Quintessa? I meant to say Quintessa. I don't know if I did. I made a mistake. I don't care. One thing I want to note whenever she's with Optimus is that his optics are sort of starting to like turn purple. But I feel like she uses a trigger word to really get control over Optimus, and that's deeming him Nemesis Prime. I feel like that was it. That was what got her to control Optimus.
Like I think once his eyes turn fully purple and he's fully under, like I think at that point he doesn't think he's Optimus. Like that at first, before the movie came out, I thought it was just she convinced him to destroy the Earth, but he was Optimus Prime. But now I know for sure, like he straight up changed his mind. He does not think he's Optimus. He thinks that he is Nemesis Prime, a warrior that is destined to grab the staff and destroy the Earth.
Which, hey, Nemesis Prime movie continuity, awesome.
What makes you think? Do you think Lockdown was twisted? Like, do you think his eyes are green, unnatural?
I feel like it's sort of like a non-affiliation sort of thing, because like Lockdown's just a bounty hunter.
True. Like it makes you and a little thing to break the continuity, but it sucks that like technically like Lockdown's thing, like I collected all the knights but you, but like what knights did he collect if they're all on Earth? Whatever. That's silly.
That was interesting. So basically we have the next scene, which is basically our car chase scene, which is the weakest of this whole franchise. I'm not going to lie. Because they use 3 separate cars in this?
Yeah.
Why?
Obviously, because they're decoys.
That's stupid.
It is stupid. It's extremely stupid. God, we were expecting like Cogman to transform. Nah.
No, that's smart. I would love to see the head off of Nitro Zeus and transform into like a proper body.
Once again, that's something that for sure probably like was cut out. Like you can't just mention the fact that he's a headmaster, make toys of it, and then not show it.
No, the toys are the proof that he's a headmaster, apparently.
Like, well, yeah, like we obviously, but like, as a movie, for those who don't buy toys because other people watch the movie.
Yeah, that was
like if you're gonna say he's a headmaster, you gotta show that.
Yeah, but he is a headmaster. It's just not shown in the movie. Michael Bay himself even said that, which sucks. But yeah, we get introduced to a sort of new character, the Hurricane Autobot. This biplane looks seemingly like Jetfire. Says, "I'll cover you guys," and then dies right afterwards. Falls down and just dies. Why? Yeah. Because why not? Then Hot Rod pulling this bullshit out of nowhere. "My weapon will stop the time." It's just what?
What?
It's okay.
Yeah, like for sure. Like I think, in my opinion, like I did this in my other review too. Like this movie has like a really good half, and then the other half where things kind of you go like, wait, what? And like once we meet Edmund Burton, this is where we get to the what's going on half of the movie.
Yeah, basically this movie works off as like, here's the official story with Cade, exposition, story connection, and final act.
Yeah, and then like because like this, like for sure, like the middle part of this movie is like the weakest part. There are times where it's too fast paced and it's hard to catch up what's going on. There's a lot of pointless scenes.
Stupid ass sexual innuendos.
Yeah, exactly. Like pointless scenes. it just and then it goes back to being good once we hit the spaceship under the ocean. The scene. We're back. Then it gets back to good.
Which is very seemingly close to a Quintesson ship from G1.
Is that ship underwater? Is that the same ship in the beginning of the movie under the rocks, or were the knights just hanging out in a whole different ship?
I don't know. I
guess it would make sense why they never like modern times they never explored that cave. They just moved the ship.
But yeah, then they begin the London chase, except Cogman, he runs, and then all of a sudden is in the Aston Martin DB11. Then it cuts again where they go to the stupid sexual innuendo scene. I'm not even going to bother with it. Moves on. Cogman is continuing the chase to Sergeant Burton. He's trying to get into the library. They go back to retrieve him. He's in the E-Jet car, whatever it was. The Chinese-made one. I forgot what it was. A high-tech one. That was supposedly everyone thought was a Transformer, but it's not.
Right.
And then it cuts again to them switching to the McLaren. Okay. Then Barricade shows up, and at the final battle, you thought it was it. Nope, it's not. It's not. It was disappointing. It's literally just the whole thing with Bumblebee finding a way to delay Barricade so he can get to the Navy Museum, so they can get inside the submarine transformer from World War II. World War II or World War I?
I wouldn't know.
Either way, it was an old one. They get in, they go underwater to go to the alien ship because the talisman is apparently a metal slug that can direct them to the ship. Okay.
Well, okay. Which makes a good point. Like, surely, like, what is the talisman? Because, like, so Megatron wants the talisman because he said it's the key to getting the staff. Like, if a Cybertronian had it, would a Cybertronian be like, oh, this is telling me to go, to underwater? Like,
one minute it's a spider, the next minute it's a slug, and the next minute it's just
because so pretty much what sucks about this movie is that once again back to the bad part of the movie, the middle part is so like this some dad was like who's related to Merlin gave his daughter clues throughout her house and a submarine instead of just telling Edmund, hey, when my daughter grows up, Can you tell her to go to the submarine if we have that guy who's a knight that's a talisman? If they are alive at this point,
would they even know?
Yeah, it's like because apparently it's all kind of prophecy, but like I don't know, the prophecy like this, like it's I don't know, it's that part of when it comes to writing, this is where it gets like, wait, this is kind of dumb. Overall, like I said, the middle part of this movie is really bad and it sucks. And
Cogman gets some pretty good humor in this scene, though. I mean, when he's trying to look out of the periscope and everything, and he gets pissed off with Cade, and he tries to psych him out. He's like, "What happens if the alien ship stays in the alien ship mode? I will f you up," and goes like gangster gun holding.
Yeah.
Then there's a scene whenever their TRF is chasing them underwater. The sentient Cybertronian sub rams into the human sub. Cogman's like, "I'm getting away from here." Just decides to deploy himself like a torpedo just to get some fish for a romantic dinner. So that was kind of funny. I hate to say that, but I thought that was actually kind of funny, especially whenever you see him beat the crap out of the fish. Then later on, we go into the actual alien ship. More humor sort of ensues where it's like Cogman's not going to go into the water, so Bumblebee flicks him. He all of a sudden pops his head up. He's like, "You're both on my shit list." Which I thought was, again, they say shit a lot in this movie.
Yeah. Like when Bumblebee had that fake voice, like calling Day Trader a punk ass bitch, like dang, fucking
I didn't expect that
for kids.
Yeah. And then we go to see that the tomb of Merlin, his corpse and everything, is actually inside this ship. The kid gets pissed off automatically, assuming, oh, this stick isn't the staff of Merlin. It's just a stick. He could have made something like this at his junkyard if he just cut down an oak tree. Then he decides to go mess around with a dead Iacon Knight corpse who is supposedly Skeletron, who comes back to life just because Indiana Jones sort of thing?
Yeah.
Tomb Raider? I don't know. He has a voice, though. It's very croaky. Like
I for sure I think it's also Frank Welker. If it's croaky and like very like burly, it's Frank Welker because like yeah, it just
I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Todd voiced in this film as well. He seems like he would be in this.
that'd be
The
awesome.
Fallen. I feel like he would have made a voice cameo. But basically, they're saying, you know, protect the staff and that sort of thing. Skeletron has 2 swords, so hey, if you get Skeletron, give your sword from Steelbane to Skeletron. He has 2. Why not? TRF eventually find him. Later on, battle ensues. Nemesis shows up on the scene, wanting the staff from Vivian, doesn't even recognize Cade. Mark Wahlberg, his acting in this scene is terrible. Optimus, what are you doing? It's like,
yeah,
no. Nemesis is demanding the staff, you know, give it to me. Give me the staff, human. I will kill you. Then the most anticlimactic scene in this whole damn movie ensues.
Yeah.
The fight between Optimus Prime and Nemesis and Bumblebee. This epic fight that was supposed to be longer than it was.
Which it wasn't at all.
A fight that was supposed to make it for the Battle of the Ages throughout this whole movie franchise. Ends by simply having Bumblebee speak.
See, I don't think that's. I think my problem with the fight is that they showed little to no new scenes in this battle. Like, you know, honestly, it's our fault for watching the TV spots, but like,
yeah.
It sucks that like, there's really no new footage of the fight. If you've seen all the TV spots and trailers, you saw the fight.
You see the whole fight,
and like it's just like this is their Civil War airport fight, and they don't like it's. You watch a lot of these scenes on YouTube. You can watch this whole fight on YouTube. It is 3 minutes and 50 seconds long. Like,
it isn't too terribly bad for a fight scene. It's just
but it's just like there's nothing new.
It could have been longer.
It could have been longer for sure. And it's just like pretty much the whole movie, like other movies, when they promote a Transformers movie, the thing that they promote ends up being the thing they show the least. Like Shockwave in Dark of the Moon, the Dinobots Age of Extinction, Optimus Prime turning evil. This once again was very short. And it's like it's upsetting. And
it ends, like I said, in the most anticlimactic way possible. Bumblebee just talks. He all of a sudden has his voice back. It just took a bunch of brute force to get his voice box jammed back into place. Actually, no. You know what? I'm calling bullshit on that. I feel like Bumblebee wanted to speak the whole time. He just does it when he wants to. Like when Soundwave did in Transformers Prime.
Like someone said in the forums, like it's like, oh, Optimus Prime has a staff in him, and punching him made him help. I don't know.
No.
I was like, yeah, fuck that.
No, I feel like Bumblebee just could talk this whole time. He just didn't want to. He liked the whole radio thing.
Yeah, like, do you like his new voice, though?
I mean, I sort of knew they were going to go roughly around the Will Friedle sounding route, but it's not bad.
Yeah, like it's like I personally think it's a little monotoned. Like it's.
Yeah, I was just about to say that it's way too monotone.
Yeah, some higher and lows wouldn't hurt. Like, but then, it's not just that scene; it's every scene with that voice.
No, it is every scene he speaks in. The only like touching moment he actually had some proper like performance was literally when he said, "You saved Prime," which I thought, yeah, that works. Or "Sting like a bee." That was also pretty okay.
Okay, "Sting like a bee." I literally, oh god, like watching the first time, I shake my head, like I face palmed. Like that's such a. I personally think that's a really dumb line. And with that voice, not like giving it justice.
First time I was like giddy because it's like, oh, you said a thing. It was cool. Second time, I'm just like, third time, I legit facepalmed. It's just like,
it's hard. I don't know. For me, it's hard to watch that because it's such a bad line and performed badly too. Like it's.
Because these Autobots, they always have to have one-liners. Am I right? They're superheroes.
Yeah, that's because that's what their character is. One-liners, like Hound. What's his character?
Just a typical army dude who has a load of guns.
Yeah, it just sucks, like because like you have 3 recurring characters that people like. They don't
do jack shit.
Yeah, like Crosshairs really doesn't do anything. Drift once again, like Crosshairs didn't do anything. Yeah, Crosshairs. I mean, he shot. Yeah, you can say that he shot Onslaught for like that 5 second.
Shot Onslaught. He shot down a couple of TRF drones, but what else did he really do after the third act?
Yeah, exactly. Which, and you know, when it comes to the third act, I'll say that it's the most dry. Like it's the most like lackluster third act of all the like 5 movies. Like because there's nothing memorable in the third act except the Optimus Prime Infernica scene.
Yeah.
Everything else was like either it was too quick or like you don't really care enough. Like when you see all the Autobots and TRF shooting in this general direction, there's you don't really see what they're shooting at, and it's kind of like it's boring a little. Like second time watching it, I was bored. Honestly, it sucks because I don't want to be bored, but it's not like Age of Extinction, Dark of the Moon, Avengers Fallen. They all had memorable scenes in the third act, but this one, not as many compared to the others.
And that's where we're gonna start our end towards this video review because we're near the end. I mean, all that's pretty much left is the fact that, hey, basically, we got our MacGuffin. We need to get the ship to Stonehenge because that is a portal to activate the energy transfer for Unicron. Okay, to kill it.
Right,
that's
sure.
Cool. And then, I'm not gonna lie, I got really sad during this next scene. Because Barricade, Nitro Zeus, and Megatron are there. Anthony Hopkins, Stradman Burton, tries to have his moment, tries to be a hero. Transforms his staff, which I didn't even think was a transformer. And, hey, everything's a transformer in this movie. Has the iconic transformation noise, though, which I like, because they do that in every movie. Wait, did they do it in Dark of the Moon?
No clue.
No, wait, yeah, they did. Bumblebee.
Okay.
I remember now. But yeah, they have it in every movie. His staff transforms into a gun. He fires at Megatron, which is a pretty powerful gun for.
Yeah, I mean, if it knocks down Megatron, then it packs a lot of punch.
Megatron faces Sir Edmund Burton, utters his last words before shooting him. You know, you wretched human. Fires at Sir Edmund Burton and kills him. Just kills him. I hated to see his character die. I had a hunch he was going to die, but I didn't expect it to actually happen. And I'm not going to lie, I got a little teary-eyed. I like Sir Edmund Burton. He was one of the most, like, obscure, Transformer-obsessed characters in this whole franchise. More so than Simmons, more so than Joshua Joyce, in terms of, like, that type of character. Just, that sucked to see him go. So. The ship arrives to Stonehenge and the energy transfer begins. And the final act ensues where basically... Oh, I forgot about the Judgment of the Knights. Is it really important?
I mean, pretty much because that is the scene where Optimus Prime is
he has his
turned back.
His self-doubt. The Knights all of a sudden arrive. I still like the one line by the one Knight, Quintessa is the great deceiver. He just like straight up like side slapped Optimus Prime. And that's where Optimus is actually showing a lot of character. He has like a lot of self-doubt as to what he did. Like he didn't even know what he did until afterwards, which I thought
I like how this scene shows that because from beginning of Age of Extinction to like now, like it shows that he now fully like he realizes that Earth is like it's worth saving.
Yeah, even a strong leader role like him can just show remorse at that type of way. That's what really impressed me at that scene. The Knights and the Autobots team up together. Jimmy, the Gerard Carmichael's character, shows up with the Autobots. Give me a second, please.
It's me now. You guys like this movie? I mean, I do. Better than 4. Heyo.
Sorry about that. Anyway, but yeah, so that's pretty much how it keeps going. The Autobots arrive. Optimus gives a pretty epic speech before pulling an Iron Man again, flies off to Cybertron. The Autobots get the Night ship, which apparently Day Traders, that's what Day Traders' job was, to find the Knights Temenos, because that is their ship now. They took it since Lockdown is dead. The bounty hunters are no longer a thing. They're gone. The ship was never really seen to be flying out of orbit in Age of Extinction, though.
Yeah. Like
continuity, but weak continuity. Let's just say that much.
Mm-hmm.
So they got the ship. They meet at Stonehenge. And a lot of people were questioning how did the Autobots know to go to Stonehenge when Cade literally says, "You got my call" to Izzy, and Izzy probably relayed the message to the Autobots.
Yeah.
Just pay attention to the movie. That's all you gotta do. I'm sorry, but pay attention to the movie. Jesus Christ. Anyway. So they fly to Cybertron. The TRF is planning to team up. This is pretty much one giant homage to the Army teaming up with the Autobots from the first movie. That's pretty much all this is at this point. Santos is pretty much still a dick in this whole scene. Pretty much says something like, got something to say, Jaeger? Jaeger says, you guys never stopped hunting me, orders, that sort of thing. He gave a speech about, I believed in one of the great ones, Optimus Prime. I never lost faith. The whole world did. And says, now you want to fly with me. He's like, well, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Just like, okay, what was that for? Like, why was that needed? That wasn't even needed in there. But then what happens next actually redeemed itself for it because everyone started tearing off their TRF badges and threw them to the ground, which I thought was cool. That was nice. That was redeemable in my eyes.
Yeah.
So, on the Knights Temenos, we have the Autobots teaming up. We got the group shot of the Knights, the 5 Knights that were actually shown in the Microphage TV spot with like the picture of the Knights, and then we have a pan over to the Autobots. Didn't someone say like they look like a bunch of wimps or something?
Yeah, Hound.
Yeah, and then like Bumblebee's just like they all messed up, which I thought was pretty funny. Autobots and humans and Knights are flying into Cybertron's ignition chamber, which I didn't know they had an ignition chamber until now, but okay. They're getting shot down by this gun emplacement. They eventually crash land on planet Cybertron's surface, and a war begins, or battle begins, I mean. Megatron, the Decepticons, and the Infernicons all fight. Megatron orders Infernicus, which I didn't even think his name was going to be said in this film. Megatron orders Infernicus to transform and, provide more heavy firepower, or quote-unquote, kill them! So, that happens. Squeaks actually gets a moment, which I'm okay with. I'm actually okay with it. Squeaks gets his giant gun that we see in his toy only once, and he blows up the gun emplacement. So I believe, I think it was like what? So the tactical nukes could destroy the vines?
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, Dragonstorm transforms. And apparently it only takes...
Yep.
I guess Dragonstorm would be bigger comparing like the how many Knights combined to him, because there were only like 5 Knights in that one scene. And they all merged together to form Dragonstorm.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like it's, if anything, you probably realize by now, like you probably shouldn't be thinking too hard on this movie, and how many things make sense because they don't. So just accept that Knight's turn to Dragon.
Like, I'm just curious. Yeah. That's more what it is. I'm like, I know how it works, but it's just curious. And this transformation is what Aaron 09345 said. It is like a shattered glass sort of looking effect. Like how it all kind of just like, it does like KSI, but with like needles.
Yeah, yeah.
So that battle ensues. Prime is nowhere to be seen until Izzy sees him flying on Dragonstorm. And quite possibly the best money shot in this whole movie, in my personal opinion, is Optimus is about to take out Infernicus. He doesn't die right away, though, which I'm, like, as a combined form, he doesn't die right away. But I feel like Prime sort of, like, managed to mess up their combination, like, piece, their combiner core, maybe. And they disengage. They get killed by Optimus. He says, "I am Optimus Prime," after he said, "Did you forget who I am?" which I thought was pretty badass. Then the final fight ensues. But before that, we have to get a kiss in. So then the 2 heroes of this movie decide to go run to the ignition chamber. Everyone fights against Megatron, which I thought was really cool. Hot Rod goes up against Megatron. He, like, straight up tackles him. So does Bumblebee. Hound even gets a spotlight with Megatron and the time gun. He starts firing bullets at him, and Hound's gun is powerful. it's really powerful. It managed to blow back Megatron.
Yeah.
So, the Quintessa sees Vivian holding the staff, orders Megatron to kill her. Optimus and Megatron have a quote-unquote fight. And it literally ends by just saying, "We were brothers once." Optimus replies once, does a karate kick. Megatron pulls a Predaking from Transformers Prime. The ignition chamber starts falling again. Optimus, he charges to Quintessa, or flies at Quintessa rather, and is like, "Quintessa, get off our planet!" She gets pissed off, like, "You traitor!" Zaps him, all Emperor Palpatine style, and then Optimus, this was fucking stupid, but I know Bumblebee has to have his moment, but he's like, "Say hello to my friend, Bumblebee." And then that's where Sting like a bee happens to take place. The Earth is saved once again. Cybertron isn't destroyed this time. Yay. Optimus drives out of the smoke. To anyone who did see the TV spot with like Bumblebee pounding his fist again, and while he was talking to Cade, yeah, you guys were right. I apologize if anyone called you stupid or like retarded or anything. I hate saying that word, but I'm just gonna say this once. Sorry if anyone called you that, but yeah, that was the end of the movie. That's typically how all these Transformers movie ends, with like a character being on their knees or like kneeling to one of the humans and saying something. It's happened every time. So yeah, and Optimus gives his ending speech. Movie ends, but wait, Quintessa is still alive. She's in the form of her voice actress Gemma Chan, which I thought was cool. And it is revealed that she's still alive. And she's going to tell this person, this excavator, how to kill Unicron. And that's it. That's the big setup for the cinematic universe. Unicron is in the cinematic universe.
So, but like, so does that mean that this is not the final chapter, but yet the beginning? Like, is this like just...
This is the final chapter of the Michael Bay story, and pretty much the new beginning to the cinematic universe. That's pretty much all it is.
I'm excited. Do you, because they haven't confirmed 7 as being what it is. Do you think 7 is the sequel, or do you think 7 is
Transformers 1? The Bumblebee movie isn't Transformers 6.
All right, then. Do you think Transformers 6 is Transformers 1, or do you think it's the sequel?
I think it might be a sequel to Last Night.
I hope so.
The way that it's going down right now, because I saw an article on Cybertron.com saying that filming for the Bumblebee spinoff movie is going to be this August, and then the 6th movie is going to be in 2019, supposedly.
Hopefully. I mean, like, because like as of right now, because they're in that same interview, they're saying how it depends on how successful a movie gets, and right now, the Last Night, when it comes to box office, like, let me just say that yesterday, comparing box office for domestically, Transformers Last Night made $25 million, but in 2 days, compared to Age of Extinction, and Age of Extinction made $75 million. So that's
this one, like, what, made like 15 million?
25 million. So like so pretty much Age of Extinction is making a lot more, and Age of Extinction was the worst of all 4. So if it's that bad, if Last Night becomes that bad, then Transformers 6 may have to wait a while.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Definitely.
Because right now it's confirmed that it goes Last Night, Bumblebee movie, then the year after that is Transformers 6. And
this isn't really in terms of chronological order. This is just more along the lines of like production order.
Yeah, because we still don't know if Transformers 6.
We've had 5 movies in,
or if it's Transformers Cybertron prequel.
Yeah, we've had 5 movies in, all connecting. We need a break. I think a nice refresher would be a Bumblebee movie. And
yeah,
what I'm hearing so far,
it's so exhausting watching all these movies, and like especially with all these continuity errors. Like it's
from what I'm hearing though so far, it's going to take place in the 1980s. Bumblebee's going to have a Volkswagen bug mode now, which I'm actually pretty happy about. So this might be G1 come to life.
Yeah, I'm so like I'm glad that we're taking just like a step back and not going full throttle on the action. Like it's like I'm down to take a break.
The saddest thing about the Last Night is that this movie made me love Bumblebee again.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I was not annoyed by Bumblebee at all. It pains
me to say that a little bit too, because it's like I've been saying I hate Bumblebee since Transformers Prime because he has been this big character, ever since animated, because they never got any more Hotshot in there. You know, like Hotshot was in the Unicron trilogy. Bumblebee never showed up. We had Cheetor. You know, we always had that yellow Kid Appeal character. And just because animated showed up and they had Bumblebee again, everyone lost their shit. It's like, oh, holy crap, he's back from Generation 1. He's making a comeback. Now he's just been a big thing since then. I just got tired of seeing him. But this movie made me like him again. Because
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
I'm excited to see like how they go with this Bumblebee movie, because I agree, like this movie made me like Bumblebee 2 a lot more compared to like 4, and since we now know that in the past for like World War II, Bumblebee is he was never described as nice, so it's gonna be what's probably gonna happen is that we're gonna see how Bumblebee transitions to the family friendly character that we know of. Because apparently, like he probably will be an asshole at first, but then he'll probably change of heart. Yeah.
Emo Bumblebee. So yeah, like I was saying, I got really tired of seeing Bumblebee through like ever since Transformers Animated. I just got really tired of seeing him. But seeing him actually, what made me like him again was seeing him actually being able to stand up against Optimus, or Nemesis rather, against a foe that powerful, even if it was so short. That just made me respect him again. That made me like him. But I like him again, so there's that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and rate the movie right now. I don't really have the strength in me to say like the good parts or the bad parts. I had my moments. A lot of it I liked. A lot of it, or some of it, I didn't like. I asked my parents for ratings, and this was actually really funny. They said they gave it a 10 out of 10. That's because they've been part of this journey with me for 17 years, so I can understand why. And I want to agree with them in terms of a Transformers movie. But they also said the same thing for a general movie. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I feel like it could have been better. I feel like a lot of the stuff that they had in this movie could have been cut out, especially the shit with like Vivian Wembley's introduction playing polo. Didn't need to be in there. The scene with her and the family did not need to be in there. The sexual innuendos, I get it's a Michael Bay film. Those didn't need to be in there. The fight for Bumblebee should have been longer. More Decepticon screen time should have been there. Like all the Decepticons, like they all should have gotten proper fights. And
it's unfortunate that this movie being the last chapter, like it's interesting how a lot of Transformers were involved, but not much. Like they didn't do anything. Like Bumblebee, for instance, like yeah, he had three scenes of him doing action, but otherwise. Bumblebee was involved with a lot of the scenes, but he was just there to walk around and sit down and walk and grab a submarine and like was just there. Like it's surprising how they just like so yeah, like as a fan, you're like, oh, the Transformers they're in with this one, like they're here, but they don't do anything. So we're almost there, guys. I think Transformers 6 may be like I don't know. Say, I mean, it depends on who the director is.
Wait till 2019, and let's pray to God that we get something fresh and not something as typical as we got.
A whole new director could be a whole different, because we can say that we don't have to blame the writers. Like for instance, we can blame the writers, but this one you can't.
This one, no. This is straight.
These guys, these are the guys who wrote Iron Man 1, which is one of the best movies ever. So you can't just blame them.
Let's just say this: the story is solid for this movie. The story is really solid for this movie.
It's easy to follow. You see what's going on. Like it's.
But the execution isn't. It's not. It goes a little all over the place. That's why I was saying earlier, before we even started the stream, this is practically the movie, The Revenge of the Fallen of this so-and-so chapter.
Yeah.
Because of every good movie, there's a bad movie. Transformers 1, fantastic movie. Transformers 2, sucked ass. Transformers 3, got better. Age of Extinction, got a wee better. And I say wee isn't like minimal degree. Then, The Last Night, almost Revenge of the Fallen level. Almost, in terms of a general movie. Mm-hmm. As a Transformers movie, though, I still give it a 10 out of 10. I think it was good. It was everything I wanted and more. They had a lot of robots. They had a lot of action. Hound got a lot of spotlight. Drift got a decent amount of, if not more screen time than they did in Age of Extinction. But then this time Crosshairs got shafted, which was stupid.
I don't know about Drift, though. Like, Drift, I think Drift had more screen time in Age of Extinction, which isn't saying much. Like, all we saw Drift was that he did some posing, some meditating, and then he's just gone. Like, you know, he's flying the ship, but like otherwise, that's just it. Like, it's wow.
I liked Hot Rod in this film. I thought he was actually portrayed pretty well. I thought he was gonna be really annoying, but I was wrong, so I'm happy about that. Squeaks. He didn't do anything except for the one part.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm glad that like we don't have to say how bad like Squeaks is, like, because Squeaks didn't do much. Therefore, like you can't shit on a character that doesn't do much in the movie. So
yeah, well, I mean, you're kind of doing that with Barricade.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I'm giving a shit because Barricade's been in the movie for like 3 times. He should be doing something instead of like Squeaks, who just shows up.
I forgot to mention, yeah, he's not seen in the final battle at all, so we can just assume he didn't die, so he'll be back for Transformers 6.
Yeah, you know, if he does come back, God knows, like, he would. You know, who knows if he does or not.
So, what's your rating, Cyborg? What do you rate this?
Like I'm gonna go ahead, like, as an actual movie, I'm gonna give it like more of a 6 out of 10. Like,
that's fair.
Because like in when it comes to, like, of Transformers 1 through 5, it's number 3. Like, it was Transformers 1, 3, 5, and then 2 and 4. Well, 4 and then 2. But I just, that middle scene really just sucks the movie dry, and it makes me like like pretty much the beginning of the movie is great, but once we hit that Edmund Burton scene, I mean, I love Edmund Burton, but the actual scenes that take place, like, it's so hard to watch it, and then the third act is not as entertaining as the others. So it pretty much, a good portion of the movie is just hard for me to watch, and therefore it's not, you know, I can't, like, I think I'm gonna watch it one more time, but I'm done after that. Like, it's hard to watch, and therefore, like, you know, that sucks because I want to enjoy this movie, but I can't.
I still enjoy this movie for what it is. I just personally feel as like there was more potential to what there was as effect to what was fully executed. That's all I got to really say about it. It's a good movie for those of you who are Transformers fans. For those of you who are general audience, I personally believe that don't even waste your time. Wait till it's on Redbox and DVD. Just don't.
Well, I would say please go see this in theaters, because if you give it money, then we can get Transformers 6. And,
okay, give it money, but like, just buy the ticket. You don't even have to watch it. Just go to sleep.
Like, by all means, like, but then again, if you don't like Transformers 5 or 4, like, if you don't like the indie ones, then you're probably not going to go see it. So, you know, then you don't really care for a 6th one because you don't want to watch it. Anyway, Transformers 5 is okay. That's my last stand.
I loved it, but yeah, it wasn't the best. It went out with a bang, I will say that. You know, Unicron,
it opens up like a large possibility of what could happen. Like, Cybertron is not destroyed or gone; it's there. Like,
and that's a funny thing. A lot of people were really confused as, like, first of all, I also want to say I was right about Cybertron because I knew that it wasn't fully destroyed. It was only the half of it. But we also now get to see that since Cybertron is smaller, it can pretty much reconstitute itself. Like, it can reshape itself. It's a living thing. I mean, there's, like, grass and dirt on the planet, which someone in the comment section earlier said, like, that's not Cybertron. It is, because this isn't the first time we've had an organic-looking Cybertron. This happened in Transformers Cybertron series. This happened in, did it happen in Transformers Prime, slightly?
No, not really. I mean, so I think the reason why there's dirt and grass on Cybertron is that, because I wasn't expecting it to happen, but ever since we discovered that Quintessa may be a Quintus Prime, then if the events of the line continuity mirror this continuity, then maybe if Primus is in this movie, maybe he found like a small dirt planet himself, his planet form around it, which is why there's dirt in some areas and mostly metal in others. Maybe. That's my theory. I really, unfortunately, when it comes to this movie, I have to pull a bunch of theories out my ass just to connect it, it's really hard to do that because, you know, we don't they never answer any questions that we had in Age of Extinction.
Yeah, like, where do the Dinobots come from? We don't know.
Who are the creators? Is Quintessa just the creator? Is she a prime? I mean, is she a 13 prime, or is she just a prime but also a creator? It's just, oh god, nothing's explained. I honestly hope that they give us the director's cut and that they cut out something important accidentally.
I'm pretty sure that if they don't show like proper like the actual full-on thing in the actual movie itself, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a bunch of deleted scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's all I can honestly really say about this. I feel as though like this movie had, like I said before, a lot of potential. It did good in my personal opinion because I enjoy these Transformers movies for what they are. And that's what you should go do. If you want to go see this movie, by all means, go ahead. Don't let anyone deter your opinion. Go see it for yourself and you be the judge. Don't let others decide your opinion for you. If you like these, good on you. If you don't, keep the hate to yourself. Because all you're doing is just pretty much spreading a cancer amongst the franchise. I'm sorry to say it like that, but Jesus Christ, I've had enough of that shit. I mean, can you agree with me? Or
I mean, like people can say their opinions.
They can say their opinion.
I'm not gonna tell them. I'm not gonna say don't spread like a cancer.
Oh, Michael Bay, like every time someone makes a post or something. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but that's because are they wrong?
They're not wrong.
They're gonna say their opinion's wrong,
but it becomes an issue when it's just like a constant thing every single time.
Well, it's not their fault problem. It's the company in the movie. Like, unfortunately, these movies aren't good. So
let me just say it this way. Specifically for this channel, keep the Bay hating to yourself. You can say you dislike it with respect, but don't be like one of those. Don't be like those type of people. I hate to sound vague and like that way, but just please don't. I don't tolerate it. I respect opinions, but yeah, just keep it to yourself or say it respectfully, you know? No, I'm not expecting like super like sophisticated, I dislike Michael Bay for several reasons, you know, like that sort of thing, or like even, no, like, you know what I mean? But yeah. You guys should definitely go see Transformers The Last Night, honestly, if you want to go see it. If you don't, by all means, then don't. Just simple as that. Don't. But if you enjoy these movies, don't let others deter your opinion. Don't let others get to you. You enjoy what you like. It might be a guilty pleasure to some people. Some people just might genuinely enjoy it like I do. So, yeah. I don't know what else to really cover.
That's it. Yeah, you covered it all.
There were a lot of robots in this movie. A lot of robots in this movie. So, I think that's it. How long have we been going for?
Like 2.5 hours.
Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Actually, almost 2 hours. So, hey, not bad. But, yeah, I would have answered questions, but, again, I just don't have enough strength. I saw this movie 3 times. I still enjoyed it all 3 times, but I might have forgotten a lot of it. I mean, I was even screwing up during the actual chronological order thing. So yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say for this. Cyborg, anything else you want to add?
No, like I just said, like Transformers 5 is good. It's Transformers 5 is okay. I can't wait for the new ones because they're not Michael Bay. Hopefully,
we'll see.
All right. Well, okay. Well, that's it for me. I got things to do.
Yeah, and I got dinner to eat, so. All right, Cyborg, you want to sign yourself out?
Yeah, sure. Hey, it's me, Cyborg, or Matt. I post videos sometimes on this channel, and I also have other channels. Enjoy yourself.
All right, thanks for joining me, buddy. And that's pretty much all I got to say in this video review, pretty much. This is very different. This is a very different type of video review. This is my first actual, well, this is my full in-depth movie review. Because this is a movie I saw firsthand, and I got to review it a few days later. But this is my first in-depth movie review. If you guys would happen to want me to do a TFTC discussing this with other people, let me know down in the comment section down below when this video is posted. If you're watching it now, by all means, again, let me know down in the comment section down below. So, anyway, guys, it's been a long video. Like I said before, if you want to go see Transformers The Last Night, go ahead, by all means, do so. If not, then just go ahead and save yourself some money. Put it towards the Last Night figures. At least that's something to be money worthy. Or as I said before, if you don't enjoy the movie and you want, we want Transformers 6 and, put it, go get a ticket, take a nap. That's all I can say. So, Anyway, that's all pretty much I gotta say in this video. So, as usual, guys, if you haven't already, please by all means, be sure to like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe. Not only for my content, but for Cyberraptor's, BC's, and Thorn Films' content, because this is the only channel where your entertainment will be transformed. And if you haven't already, also go ahead and hit that bell, give it a little ding-a-ling, as to be notified when my latest video comes out. And if you want to contact me in any way, shape, or form, by all means, go ahead and do so by leaving a comment down in the comment section down below. Post a message to me via the Facebook page. Also, like the Facebook page and follow me on Instagram for the latest exclusive stuff on my channel, as well as the latest news developments within the Transformers franchise as they occur. And once you guys message me, please be respectful, be appropriate, and be patient, and I'll reply to you guys as soon as I can. But with all that being said, my fellow addicts, that's very much all there is to say. So, please remember, until next time, to get addicted, stay addicted, and TF addicts for life. This is TFA 1024, the Transformers Addict, rolling out. Peace.